Good afternoon, everyone. I thank all the attendees for taking our time to join us in today's presentation. My name is Mohammed Shahrukh, and I will be presenting today's webinar to educate our providers about electronic prescription of controlled substances. Before I begin, I would want to tell that all the participants of this webinar have joined us by using GoToWebinar service. You can see a GoToWebinar panel on the right-hand side of your screen. If you want to minimize the panel or get it out of the way, you can do that anytime by using the orange arrow that's pointing towards the right corner of your screen. This will allow you to minimize the panel and get a much wider look for all the slides. This webinar has been scheduled for 40 minutes. If you have any questions, there is a section available on the service that we're using. You just need to type in the question and click on send. I'll be answering as many questions as I possibly can by the end of the webinar, and if I'm unable to answer a few of them, I'll be getting back to those questions via email. Just a quick refresher about MTBC. MTBC was founded back in 1999, currently serving 70 plus unique medical specialties in 45 plus states. We have more than 2,000 employees with 24/7 operations, also ranking amongst the Deloitte Technology Fast 500. 3 international offices, SureScripts certified solutions provider, as well as listing on NASDAQ. As you all can see on your screen right now, this is the certificate which has been granted to MTBC for the successful completion of the EPCS services. So let's just talk about today's agenda. First of all, we'll be talking about the introduction for the electronic prescription of controlled substances, how to register for the EPCS, what is the ID proofing process, the signing requirements, the OTP token. OTP, we will be using this in a lot of slides, and it stands for one-time password. We will also talk about the changes in the workflow, as well as the access rights settings within the WebEHR. All right, so as you all know that controlled substances are drugs that have some potential for abuse or dependence. These drugs are divided into 5 categories called schedules. As you can see on your screen right now, Schedule 1 is not currently accepted for medical use in the United States. And then there is Schedule 2, Schedule 3, Schedule 4, and Schedule 5. Now we'll talk about the major steps which are involved for prescribing electronically for controlled substances. The first one is having MTBC WebEHR 2.0. The second one is getting a token, the ID proofing. And the fourth one, we'll be ready to go for the EPCS. So let's just talk about what exactly is IDP. Now, as you can see on the screen right now, ID proofing is a process for the verification and authentication of a prescriber. The required information for this process includes social security number, your driving license, home address, city, state, zip, passport, DEA number, NPI, etc. As I mentioned in the previous slide, I talked about OTP. Now, it is explained over here in detail what exactly is OTP. This is a one-time password, a 6-digit password that is valid for only one login session or transaction on a computer system or any other digital device. Now the question comes, what is OTP token / device? What exactly it means, and what exactly is this device all about? You can see on your screen right now, this device used for one-time password is called the OTP token. There are 2 types mainly. One of them is the hard token, which is described over here as a small hardware device that the owner carries to authorize EPCS to a network service. A soft token is a software-based security token that is installed on owners' smart devices or computers. It could be either the iPhone, the Android-based phones, Windows Phone, or Windows-based systems, or a Mac. Now, this is the visual presentation of a soft token and a hard token, the 2 main types that we discussed in the previous slide. If you can see on your screen right now, you can see that there is a Windows Phone, there is a BlackBerry, it's mentioned about an iPhone and an iPad, Android, and other devices as well. Right beneath that, if you just give it a read, it says prescriber can download soft token on device from the below mentioned link. And the link exactly, it is https://vip.symantec.com/home.we. If you see on the right hand side, you see a hard token, and It is a sort of a device which will be delivered to you on your mailing address. Now we'll talk about the signing requirements for the EPCS. First of all, a passphrase, also known as a password, and OTP PIN, one-time password PIN, is necessary for signing your EPCS transactions each time. It is also known as a two-factor authentication. Now, let's just see what exactly is the difference between a passphrase and an OTP PIN. A passphrase is usually a sequence of words, much like a password, but is generally long for added security. Let's just say you normally create an email address and you give it a password, and it asks you for alphanumeric numbers, sometimes an asterisk, you can put it over there, so it increases the security for that particular password that you have created. And if you talk about the one-time password PIN, it is a 6-digit password generated at random by your one-time password token for each transaction. Now the question comes how to register for EPCS. You can see on your screen right now that it talks about you can either request MTBC to register for EPCS, or MTBC can generate a secure support message for enabling EPCS for you. An invite will be sent to you via email with subject registration invite for prescribing controlled substances electronically from do not reply EPCS at epcsdrfirst.com. Once you receive this email, a token will be delivered to your mailing address. And also, just for the sake of knowledge, a provider should not start the process given below without his or EPCS token. Even if the provider gets through the ID proofing process successfully, the provider won't be able to complete the last step without the token. The invitation email that you will receive, there will be a section over there mentioning click to register and complete your online ID proofing process. Or also, you can call MTBC support for assisting in ID proofing process. After you're done doing that, you need to register your hard token with your account, or you can also register your soft token with your EPCS account. You can also ask your administrator and MTBC to enable it after you have registered your token with your account. Now we'll have a graphical presentation of what exactly the registration process would look like. So over here, if you can see on your screen right now, we have a sample email, the invitation email, how exactly it would look like. You will have the following information, which is highlighted in orange, the NPI and the invitation ID. Once you grab that information from the invitation email, you just put that information on the EPCS Gold website and enter the NPI as well as the invitation ID and click on Proceed. After doing that, you will see terms of use and conditions. Just go through each and every one of them in detail. And once you're done giving it a read, you just need to come right in the bottom on the right hand side. You just need to check that box which says I agree. Now afterwards, the first step will be appearing on your screen. Over there, you will enter all the information that is mentioned on this graphical presentation. If you can see on the screen right now, it asks about the NPI, the first and the last name, the email address, date of birth, DEA number, along with its state, the home street address, city, state, zip code, and the phone number. Also, you will be required to enter additional data for your identity verification. You'll need to enter your social security number and the credit card information. If you can see on your screen right now, there is this box which has a border in orange color. It says to protect your privacy, only the first 8 digits of your credit card are required. The CCs excluded include American Express, debit cards, and cards with a debit feature. On the right-hand side, you will see some optional fields talking about your driver's license state, the number, and the secondary phone. Now, this is the step 2. It would pull out the information possibly relating to you, and you would need to fill that information one by one. In this case, we can see that the first one is related to the credit profile. The second one is related to a mortgage. And the third one is related to owning a vehicle. Once you're done entering the right information, you need to go all the way down and click on Continue. and it would give you a pop-up of letting you know that you have successfully verified your identity. Once you click on the next button, you will be able to choose a passphrase. Now, it would be guiding you to choose a passphrase. If you can see on the screen right now, it says that this passphrase will be used when you send a controlled substance prescription electronically. Please create a security question and corresponding answer for your particular account. If you ever forget your passphrase, you may reset it through the prescriber dashboard. I will cover that part in the next slide of how you can get your password again in case you forget. So over here, you'll enter the relevant information. You'll choose a passphrase. You'll re-enter the same passphrase. You'll select a security question and give it an answer. Once you're done doing that, you just need to click on Continue button, which is right in the bottom, and it would give you a pop-up telling you that you have added the passphrase successfully. You need to click on the Continue button once again. Now, the step 6 that we need to follow is about registering the tokens. Now, you'll enter the token name, the serial number or credential ID, one-time password PIN, or the security code. Now, let me just explain you guys a bit what exactly the information we need to enter. If you see on the right-hand side of your screen, we have one iPhone, which is a soft token, and the application's name is VIP Access that you would download in order to get your serial number or a credential ID. If you look at it at the hard token, which is a device, you'll see that serial number on its backside. You'll enter the relevant token name. In this case, it is written as Dr. iPhone token, and the OTP PIN or the security code will be on your device as well. Now, once you're done doing that, if you can see on the screen right now, it tells you that you have successfully activated token with serial number mentioned on the soft token, and it gives you a box mentioning about the registered tokens with the token name, serial number, and its status. Now, let's just have a look at the step number 7. It mentions that you have successfully confirmed your identity, and within the next 2-3 business days, you should receive a letter through FedEx from our identity verification vendor, Experian. It is highly recommended that particular letter is not supposed to be thrown away. This letter will include an IDP confirmation code for the identity verification session that you have just completed. When you receive this letter, follow the instructions to log back onto the system and enter your confirmation code which you have received via this letter. And once you're done doing that, the secure credential that you will establish in the next step will become active. Afterwards, the provider will then need to log back into the EPCS Gold website, which is mentioned on the screen right now, and enter the IDP confirmation code that is given in the letter to be fully enrolled. Also, by clicking the link with the original invite email that the provider had received. And in order to log back in, you will need your token to enter the OTP PIN number, along with the passphrase that was created when activating the EPCS token. All right, so we are back on the EPCS Gold website. Now over here, step by step, we'll see what information we need to put in and what exactly we need to do over here. Once you've put in your NPI and you click on Next, it would ask you for selecting the token, which is talking about the device over here. Either it could be the soft token or the hard token, along with one-time password PIN that was generated. In case you forgot your passphrase, you just need to click on the option that says Forgot Passphrase, and a window that you can see on the left-hand side will appear asking you for some relevant information so that your passphrase could be reset. The information includes NPI number, the registered email for electronic prescription for controlled substances, the serial number of the token, along with the one-time password PIN. And once you're done entering that information, you just need to click on Continue. Now over here, you will enter your transaction ID, and by clicking on Continue, you'll be brought to this screen. Now we'll talk about the logical access control on the MTBC Web EHR. If you see on the right side of your screen, we need to go to the EPCS logical access control. The grant is highlighted in orange as active. You'll need to enter your NPI number, your signing passphrase, and the PIN from your one-time password token. And once you're done doing that, you just need to click on Authorize, read the terms of use for prescribing physicians. And once you click on I agree, you will you will have a look at this pop-up which would tell you that you have signed the EPCS agreement, and the confirmation email will be sent to you shortly. Once you click on OK, you'll be all set, all ready for your electronic prescription for controlled substances transaction. Now, as mentioned in the agenda, we did talk about the general workflow of EPCS. Now, if it's controlled substance, we need to first go to the signing screen, have a passphrase plus one-time password PIN, and then it would go to the pharmacy. If it's not controlled substances, then it would be directly going to the pharmacy. Now here's an example of how an electronic prescription for controlled substances will be done in MTBC Web EHR. You all must be familiar with the screen where we click on the patient search tab in the Web EHR, search for a relevant patient, just hover our mouse on the account information and click on medication. It takes you to the patient's chart where you will be able to prescribe by clicking on the new RX button. Alright, so all the information, the e-prescription option is selected, the pharmacy, the medicine as well, its SIG is entered as well, its quantity, day supply, all that information is already entered. Now once you click on OK, the screen that you will see will have all this information. The patient's name will be mentioned along with his birth date, address, and gender. The prescriber information will also be there. The medication that has been prescribed along with its quantity, refills, and any note that you possibly would want to enter for a pharmacist. The name of the pharmacy, the address, and the order number along with its date. Afterwards, you just need to check this box which is on the left-hand side of the medication prescribed. From the drop-down menu, you just need to choose your device from the list. You will enter your signing passphrase. You'll enter the PIN from your one-time password token. And then you're all good to go. And you just need to click on Sign and Send. And the prescription will be sent to the relevant pharmacy. Now, the last part of our agenda was setting access rights for electronic prescription of controlled substances. The wheel button that is usually on beneath the Web EHR, you just need to click that wheel button and click on EHR settings. You need to go on the left hand side and select practice and provider setup, and over here you just need to select provider tab out of the three tabs which are mentioned right in the middle of the screen, that is practice, practice location, and the provider. The provider's name will be on the left hand side. All the information would already be entered, but just this one checkbox is supposed to be made in order to allow a provider to prescribe controlled substances. So this is pretty much about it. Now what I'll do is I will gather all the questions that we have received in this webinar so far, and I will be back with you guys shortly. All right, so we have one question here. It says, does doctor have to obtain a new OTP PIN for every prescription that is EPCS? Does it take that long every time he wants to prescribe EPCS to get another OTP PIN? So the answer to that question is yes. OTP PIN is valid for one prescription instance for the controlled substance, and automatically it refreshes every 30 seconds, or every time you just need to press the button and it would give out a new PIN to be entered for every prescription instance that has to be sent. So another thing I wanted to add about it, it was related to the OTP PIN, and every single time you're sending a prescription for the controlled substances, either it's a soft token or a hard token, the system, the device would automatically refresh it for you every 30 seconds. As well as you just need to click on or press that button on the hard device. Let's just say you have a hard device. You just need to press that button and it would generate a new PIN for you. All right, so I have an extension for the same question. It's asking about if it's for a different patient or a new patient when the doctor refreshes. It is let it be for a different patient or a new patient. It has to be exactly the same because it is dependent upon every single transaction. Even if it's a different patient or a new patient, every time the doctor would need to refresh and enter a new PIN for every single instance. Another question that we have over here is related to its cost. As far as the initial cost is concerned, there is a charge for $75 for the device, which is a first time charge. And then afterwards, it goes up. It is charged on yearly basis. And for that particular cost, I will be getting back to you via email. All right, so those were pretty much the questions that we had. I hope this webinar proved to be informative and knowledgeable for all of you. If you got any questions or comments, you can contact us at info@mtbc.com. This webinar will be recorded and available to stream on the MTBC website within 1 week of live broadcast. You can also call us in at 732-873-5133, extension 308, and we will definitely be talking further about it. I wish you all a good day ahead, and thank you for your time. Bye-bye.